Hi, my name's Jennifer Davis. Welcome to Preservation Arts and the baby day of Spellbinders Surprise Party Blog Frenzy. I'm really excited to be using some cute baby products from Spellbinders, the new arrival Impressibility and the Nested Ducks Nestability template. This is the scrapbook page I've made to share with you. It's of my daughter Hannah and her first bath. I used several fun techniques on here, and I'm excited to show you a few tips on how to do these yourself. The first thing I want to show you is how to create some of the background elements with this Impressibility. I've embossed a piece of white paper, and now I'm using Clear Snap ink and an applicator to just put the ink on right through the Impressibility before I've taken it out. You can do this with a makeup sponge. You can do it directly with the ink pad itself. I like to have a couple of applicators around in different colors just to do this with the Clear Snap applicators. They're really nice. This is the finished product for the blue that I've done, and you can give it a little bit of a faded look, or you can go all out and do it really thick and crisp, and it's beautiful. I've repeated the process again with the Picante colored ink, and just to give you an idea how easily it goes on. I will also be repeating this with an olive colored ink as well, and I'll show you the finished result here along with a sample then of all three after they're completed. I will cut these into smaller pieces to use on my scrapbook page as pieces of the background elements. So this is all three of them together. The next thing I've done is I've cut and embossed one of the nested ducks. I've used the largest one using my magnetic spacer plate. I cut and embossed this in the Wizard. After I've cut it, I'm going to emboss it here with the Flourishes Impressibility. I wanted the duck to have some nice texture, so I put the Impressibility down and the die with the paper and run it through with the embossing pad, and this is how it comes out. It has a nice crisp border around it because the die was left on, and it has a very sophisticated texture from the Impressibility that I used. So that's a really fun way to decorate any of your die cuts from any shape that you have. The next thing I'm going to do is add some detail to this duck's beak. The way I do that is by using removable tape and just creating a little mask for where I want to put some ink on and give detail to the duck's beak. I use orange ink and just brush it straight on, and where I have the tape it won't go through onto the die, so I can get a nice crisp edge on the little duck's beak, and it turns out really cute after you take the tape off. For my title on this scrapbook page, I'm using a monogram instead of something like Bath Time or Rub-a-Dub-Dub. I thought I would just use my daughter's initials, and what I'm doing to do that is just painting some chipboard a yellow. It takes a couple coats to get the acrylic paint to show up really nicely on the chipboard, so you just do that a couple times and let it dry, and then it makes a really cute title. I wanted to create also another chipboard element here, and the Spellbinders die templates actually cut chipboard fairly well if it's a thin chipboard. And so what I did here is take a Cheerios box. An empty Cheerios box works great for creating chipboard that you want to cut with the Wizard. So I just cut it apart and used the side with my 12-inch die template that was previewed on the first day of the frenzy, the scalloped one. And I cut it out. I chose not to emboss it since I was painting it with acrylic paint. It turns out really cute though, and you'll see the finished painted product go on to the final page. Sometimes you might have to run these through twice in case it doesn't cut all the way at first, but this one did. The next element that I'm creating are sets of bubbles, and I've just used some circular some circle die templates, the large classic, I believe, and I put them kind of off center from each other and cut it and embossed it with the wizard to create some little abstract sort of bubble images that will go onto my final page, along with circles that I cut out of the impressibility with the red ink that I showed you earlier. So you'll see how this comes all together. I have also some buttons. So here's the red impressibility cut into circles that match the insides of the bubbles. And I've got some yellow buttons. I'm going to tie some ribbon into the buttons and attach them to create the individual bubble embellishments. That'll be really cute on the final little bath page. Not overtly aquatic, but just the hint of the bubbles. I've added a brad onto my duck, and I'm going to also tie a green ribbon that matches that on the buttons just around the little duck's neck to give it an added touch. I've started putting the page together. I put the monogram down, the D in the middle with a traditional monogram. I've got my matted photo, my circles with the buttons on there. The background is obviously the impressibilities that I did in the green and the blue. I'm attaching the bubbles in, and I've printed some journaling and cut it into little strips. I've got my duck with the ribbon tied around its neck and the brad for an eye, and now I'm putting this all together and will show you how it looks as a finished product. I really like the new nestability ducks because it gives the flexibility to create an elegant or cutesy embellishment for any page, and I really love how it came out on this page along with the new impressibilities. I think they're very cute. I love how this page came out overall, and the colors and the new die templates and the impressibility just add so much and give you so much flexibility. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Hope to see you back at my website soon, preservationarts.com.